Hi everybody, it's Mina, and today in this video I'm going to do a movie review because I haven't done one since June. And since today is my very good friend Jocie's birthday, so happy birthday Jocie. I hope you're having an awesome possum day today. And you've seen her, and you guys have seen her in a ton of my videos. So today is her birthday, so I thought why not wish her a happy birthday. Birthday by doing a movie review on one of hers and also my favorite movie, which is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Sorry, I was fixing my necklace. Anyway, so The Hunchback of Notre Dame is about this man with a hunchback and a deformed face named Quasimodo, voiced by Tom Hulce, who was raised by a church, I think he's a church minister, I'm not church judge named Claude Frollo, and he is kept up in a bell tower like his entire life. And he has a dream of being a part of the village and seeing the outside world and what it's like. And he befriends a captain and a gypsy who both show him, who both help his dream come true. Okay, so to start off, I love The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's one of my favorite Disney films. I love it because it's got a dark turn to it, and I love movies that have a dark turn. I love the songs. I love the story. I love the characters. Just everything about this movie is awesome. It's such a great film. There's so many things I would want to say about it, but it's just a really good movie by the story, the characters, the animation. The animation in that film is just amazing. And now I'm going to talk about the director. This was directed by Gary Trousdale. Now, Gary Trousdale has directed a ton of movies. He's directed The Black Cauldron, he's directed Oliver and Company, he's directed The Little Mermaid, he's directed The Rescuers Down Under. He's directed Beauty and the Beast, which is one of my favorite Disney movies. He's directed Aladdin, which is another one of my favorite Disney movies that a lot of people seem to really dislike. He's directed The Lion King, which is a family favorite in my house. He's directed the Atlantis, The Lost Empire. He's directed Madagascar, which is a DreamWorks film, for those who didn't know. He's directed Flushed Away, which is another DreamWorks film. And he's also directed Kung Fu Panda, which is a hilarious DreamWorks film. That's a really good movie. Next, I'm going to talk about the characters. I like Quasimodo. I like how he's so kind and giving, and he's curious about the outside world, and I find it sad how he's mistreated because of this deformed face, but I like how he's so kind and giving towards others. He takes care of his... Sorry, that was my phone. He takes care of his friends, he takes care of his family, he even follows his adopted father's orders. Here's too much, he shelters him and makes him think the world is a bad place. Which is kind of sad, but he then learns that the people are so kind and giving. And he's voiced by Tom Hulce. Now, Tom Hulce, I am not familiar with him in any other films but this movie. And the other character I really like is Esmeralda. I really like her because I love how she's very clever and she's kind and caring. She treats Quasimodo nice while everyone else treats him like he's different from them. I like how she takes care of him. She admires his work and his art and stuff like that. I also admire that that she really likes him for his kindness and compassion, and she'll do anything to help him. And she's voiced by Demi Moore speaking, and Demi Moore, I've heard of her, but I've never seen her in any other movies. And she's also, and for her singing voice, she's voiced by Heidi Mollenhauer, and I do not know her from anything else but this movie. Next, I'm going to talk about Julie, and that's a goat. He's Esmeralda's pet goat, and I like him because he's always on Esmeralda's side. He's always seen like goofing around, and protecting Esmeralda, and he attacks the people who attack her. And I like how he plays tricks on all the guards and stuff like that. It's pretty funny. And he is voiced by Frank Welker, and Frank Welker I've seen in so many movies that if I named them all in this movie, it would take up so much time, so I'm not going to do that. Next I'm going to talk about, next character I really like is Captain Phoebus. I really like him because I like how he, at first, is like kind of working for like Claude Frollo, but he's so kind and giving towards Esmeralda and falls in love with her for her personality and her appearance. And then he kind of like at first looks like a threat to Quasimodo, but then they later become friends after they realize what's going on between Frollo and the gypsies, and they both decide to work together. And he is voiced by Kevin Kline, and Kevin Kline I am not familiar with in anything else but this movie. And by the way, Kevin Kline I think will be in the new Beauty and the Beast. Next I'm going to talk about Copeland. Copeland, he's a jester, and he kind of plays joke. He kind of like hosts like parties, and he kind of has a tendency to like harass people like Quasimodo. It's kind of sad, but he later learns that after he captures Quasimodo and Phoebus that they're there to help. They're trying to help the gypsies, not like get them exposed. And he agrees to help them. And he's voiced by Paul Kendall, and Paul Kendall I can say I have not seen him in anything else but this movie. Next I'm going to talk about Hugo. Oh no, Victor. Victor is like a weird looking gargoyle with like angel wings. I forgot what kind he's supposed to be. He's like a weird looking gargoyle with angel wings. I like how he's so smart, and he protects Quasimodo and watches out for him and takes care of him and makes sure he does like the right thing. I like how he and the other two gargoyles are very like supportive of Quasimodo and will help him with anything. And he is voiced by Paul Kendall, and Paul Kendall Charles Kimbrough, sorry about that. Charles Kimbrough, I could say I have not seen him in anything else but this movie. Next I'm going to talk about Hugo. Hugo is the pig character, and he likes to play jokes, and he's pretty much a comic relief. He is pretty funny. Like, he'll sleep with his mouth open, and then he gets feathers in his mouth from a bird. It's pretty funny. And I like how he tries to like spit on people, but his plans never work. And I like how he is like goofing around, and he's more the goofy one who plays tricks on the others. It is pretty funny. And he's voiced by Jason Alexander. Jason Alexander, I've seen him in the show Seinfeld. He is in Aladdin. He played, I think, the TV series, and he plays Abismal. And he's in Pretty Woman. He plays Philip Stuckey. Next I'm going to talk about Frollo. I don't like Frollo because he's so dark, and he tries everything he can to get rid of the gypsies. And he hates, and he's like jealous because he's in love with Esmeralda, but he can't have her. So he decides it's cruel if he decides that if he can't have her, then no one can. So he tries to do anything he can to get rid of her in order for no one to have her. And he's voiced by Tony Jay, and Tony Jay, I have seen him in The Treasure of Manhattan Island, which is an American Tale, and he voiced it Top Lofty, and he was in Beauty and the Beast, and he did Monsieur d'Arc, and he was in The Jungle Book, and he did Shere Khan. He was also in Recess, School's Out, and he played Dr. Rosenthal. He was in Thumbelina, and he played a character called Bull. He was in Tom and Jerry the movie, and he played Lickboot Lawyer, and that's pretty much it. Next, I'm going to talk about Laverne. Laverne is one of the gargoyles that I forgot to put after the other two gargoyles. I like him because I like how he's so supportive of Quasimodo and takes care of him and makes sure he does the right thing. And he always like puts positivity towards him and will do whatever it takes to make him happy. And he's voiced by Mary Wicks, and Mary Wicks I have not seen in anything else but this movie. Next, I'm going to talk about the setting. This takes place in 1482 Paris. I like the setting because I love how the houses looked at that time. I love the clothes that people wore at that time. I love the fact that everything's, and I love the colors and everything. I love the fact that that everything looks so realistic. The water's realistic. The Notre Dame Tower is realistic. Everything in that movie is just so beautiful. And the characters are beautiful. The setting is beautiful. It's just amazing. Next, I'm going to talk about the songs. I love all the songs in this movie. I like the bells of Notre Dame because you have like more of an opera voice, like kind of reminds me of the chorus you would hear, choir that you would hear in the background of the Disney movies. And this is sung by David Augenstiers, Paul Kendall, and Tony J. And then there's Out There. I like this song because it's talking about that Quasimodo wanting to leave the bell tower and being a part of the life he's always wanted to be. And this is sung by Tom Hulse and Tony J. Next, I'm going to talk about Topsy Turvy. This is a pretty fun song because it talks about the craziness going on during parties and the party they have and stuff like that. It's so fun. And this is sung by Tom Hulse and Tony J. Paul Kendall, sorry. God Help the Outcasts. This is a pretty sad song because this talks about the gypsies who are being mistreated and being harmed. And this is sung by Heidi Mollenhar. And then we have Hellfire. This one's kind of a scary one because this talks about a man who is in love with a gypsy but he can't have her. And this is sung by Tom Hulse and Tony J. And then we have A Guy Like You, this song helps give Quasimodo the confidence to be with Esmeralda. And this is sung by Jason Alexander, Charles Kimbrough, Mary Stout, and Mary Wicks. Okay, so I would recommend The Hunchback of Notre Dame to anyone who loves dark Disney movies, because this is a pretty dark Disney film. I would recommend it to anyone who loves kind of a good love triangle, because this does have a pretty good love triangle in it. And I also recommend this to people who love a good story, because this has a pretty good story, and the songs, and beautiful animation, because this movie has such beautiful animation. Okay, so that was my review on The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!